Hi, I'm Randy Patterson. In this series of videos to mark the publication of my new book, How to Be Miserable in Your Twenties, 40 Strategies to Fail at Adulting, we're giving up on happiness and skipping merrily in the opposite direction. It is so much easier to run downhill than up. Happiness and contentment can be hard to find. The great thing about misery is that it's immediately available. Plus, at least half the messages our culture gives us about how to be happy are actually strategies to feel worse. All you have to do is pay attention and follow their instructions. So today, I've got a popular one for you. Believe that you should use your passion to guide you. Let me explain, but first, some memes. Follow your passion. Do it with passion or not at all. Chase your passion, not your pension. No alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me. Do any of these sound familiar? Junk like this clogs up my social media feeds like hair in a shower drain. It's the unscooped dog poop in Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. You probably get some of it too. These things are meant to be inspirational, and the people posting them aren't trying to sabotage you, usually. Often they're trying to sell you weekend self-help workshops, but definitely not always. All you have to do is really believe that you have to find your new passion, like a floating ribbon in the air, and then follow it to your great new life. Believe that, and you've greased the slide into misery. And indeed, there's something to this. People like stuff. You'll probably be happier if you are doing something that you like than something you hate, or something that somebody else forced you into. And I know all kinds of people who chased the money instead and either didn't get it, so they're miserable, or they did get it, and they're still miserable. But passion. Why is this such a good path to misery? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First, most jobs aren't about passion. Think about the jobs being carried on around you right at this moment. There's somebody re-roofing the house next door, right? There's a server and a dishwasher in the restaurant around the corner. The plumber is trying to unclog your toilet. You might try eating more fiber. City workers are drilling up the road to work on the storm drains. And the delivery truck driver just dropped off that new book you ordered. Mine, obviously. All of these jobs can be enjoyable. The most accomplished person is not necessarily the one who's found the teeny tiny little niche that is the only thing that satisfies them. It's the person who can find satisfaction where they are. Getting through another load of dishes, plotting the best route to the next delivery, chatting with a customer, smoothing out the new pavement. But if you ask the plumber if plumbing is her passion, she may say no. It's her job. That's why she gets paid to do it. She takes pride in being good at it. But if she wasn't being paid, would she be unclogging your toilet? Probably not. Most jobs, especially most of the jobs that we get in early adulthood, don't have much to do with passion. They're about earning enough money to pay the rent, or buy beer, or learn something that will be useful later on. Believing that our every step must be guided by passion will cause us to miss out on some of the most valuable and useful experiences in our lives. Well, then there's this idea that if you're on the right path, you're going to spring out of bed every morning just desperate to go to work. No alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me. What a load of crap. I'm at a pretty good point in my career where I get to do pretty much what I want. I have an alarm clock. Find somebody who seems pretty charged up about what they do. Ask them, do you race out of bed every morning? Are you always excited to get to work? Do the elements of your work all draw you forward, or do you have to push yourself through a lot of them? If you believe what people say about passion, then everything you ever do, every job, every pastime, every hobby, every avocation, will seem like it does not fit. You still need an alarm clock. You still hate parts of it. Everything you ever do will be boring some of the time. So obviously, it's the wrong thing. Dump it and go hunting again. There's another problem. Early on, most people don't know what their passion is. A lot of my clients mention being told in high school that they have to follow their passion, and they don't have one. And even if they do, the passions of a 15-year-old boy, that may not be a life path. So what happens? They get paralyzed. It's how I'm supposed to decide what to do. I haven't the slightest idea, so maybe I can't decide. Maybe I can't act. I need my passion to come by and club me over the head, then I will know what to do. But it never does. I believe that this is one of the ways that people get stuck in early adulthood, unable to move forward, believing that they need to know their passion in order to act, and not realizing that most other people around them, they don't know theirs either. Now, maybe some people have it. I say in How to Be Miserable in Your 20s that I think in high school, one of my buddies just knew he was going to be an endodontist. He just burned with it, you know? Maybe you know somebody who's crazy about the violin. Great. Nobody needs to tell them to follow their passion. They're already going to do it. But everybody in that school is getting the same message. Follow your passion. Chase that thing that's invisible to you. This is stupid and destructive. And anyway, how do we know, even if you can see it, that it's the right path? At 6, half of us desperately wanted to be firefighters. Great career for some people, but most of us changed our minds. What you want at one age may not be what you want 10 years later. And that brings us to the biggest lie about passion. You're going to discover it. It exists. It's like a giant Easter egg hidden away in the tall grass. One day, you'll be wandering around and, oh my God, there it is. Fully formed. My passion. You have to discover it. You have to look for it. You have to find it. It's out there somewhere. Well, no, it isn't. If you do not know what your passion is, you don't have one. Passions are not discovered. They're cultivated. Your culture tells you to go out and look for the giant oak tree of passion. Wrong. Don't look up. Look down. What you're looking for are tiny acorns of vague interest lying on the ground. I kind of like writing. I sort of like the outdoors. One of my friends is one of the world experts in seaweed, if you can imagine. He's passionate about it. Don't get him started. But do you think he started out that way? Of course not. He liked going to the beach. Find someone you think is following their passion. Ask how that interest developed. Did they start out thinking, oh my God, this is the most interesting thing ever? I bet not. You know, look at this leaf. Huh. Why are the veins different on this one than that one? You know, let's find out. And so it begins. We don't, for the most part, find our passion. We find hints of interest. They're not very inspiring at first. Just hints. Hardly worth looking into. Barely enough to get us off the couch. But burrowing into them, they sometimes open out. They get bigger. And occasionally, you get an oak tree. You want to be happy? Stop looking for your passion. Look for vague interest. You want to be miserable? That's way easier. Just believe what you're told. Sit on a couch. Wait for your passion to show up. Maybe FedEx will deliver it. Look for oak trees when you already know there aren't any. And expect that if you're on the right path, then every moment you will know you're on the right path. It'll always be interesting, never be boring. You'll never need to push yourself. If you do need to push, if it is sometimes a little dull, then this isn't the path for you. Abandon it and go back to the couch and wait. It won't be fun, but it will be easy. For more ideas about how to be miserable in your 20s, consult my book. It's available at bookstores and all online retailers.